In this video, we're doing 3 different exercises with these brush tip acrylic markers. Here's a sneak peek for you. I got this set of acrylic markers from Arrtx. Thank you, Arrtx, for sending these. We have 60 colors here. To pick today's color palette, I'm going to draw a card from the Moody deck. This is a deck of cards I created using my original artwork. It's on my Etsy shop if you want to buy a set. We have Do the Work. Okay, and a green color palette for this one. Well, let's do the work, shall we? Our first exercise is the Swirl Mosaic Art Meditation. So I'm starting with a swirl in the center of my page, and then using my green acrylic markers, I'm coming in and drawing simple rectangles and squares inside the open shapes. We're not worried about perfectionism here. The squares and rectangles can be different sizes, and it's okay if you see a little bit of the marker lines because we're going to come back and, spoiler alert, doodle on top of these at the end. So while I color this in, I will go ahead and read you the message from the guidebook that goes with the card Do the Work. Do the work. To plant a garden, you must imagine, decide, move some dirt. Oftentimes, we move the dirt and think we've done enough. But a garden requires constant care, attention, weeding, watering. Achieving anything is no different. You must visualize, move dirt, cultivate. You want something? Do the work. This is actually one of my favorite cards and messages in the Moody deck. There's also color symbolism in this deck, and so with the color green, green symbolizes growth, rebirth, vibrance, prosperity, work, of course. For some, it might be good luck or good fortune. Anything else? What does green evoke for you? In my life lately, I am definitely going through a rebirth. I've shared a little bit on this channel about losing my job in July of this year. So as of this recording, it's been just over 3 months. And at the time, of course, it's stressful. And, I have to tell you, it was not a good working relationship. It was a pretty toxic job that I had. And I'm just going to leave it there as far as that part of the story goes. I remember, real quick, I'm going to interrupt myself. So right now we're coming back in with acrylic markers, of course, and doodling on top of our squares and rectangles. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So this period of rebirth, it was inevitable that this job was not going to work out. I think what was annoying for me at the time is I wanted to be the one to break up with them, and instead I was the one who was laid off. But ultimately, it was so meant to be. Yes, there's been hurdles and lots of anxious thoughts, but also a huge sense of relief. And I knew that. In the conversation that was being had with me, letting me know my position no longer existed, a wave of relief swept over me. And I've kind of held on to that as I figured out my next steps. And I don't have a fully clear path laid out before me, but I do have a clear vision. So when I think about growth and rebirth and this, to plant a garden, you have to first see the garden in your mind, that intention, that goal. And that for me is very clear right now. I've been doing the work. And for me, doing the work is showing up and sharing these art meditation videos and practices with you. I've been teaching workshops, working on creative projects and other products I would love to bring to you in the near future. So that's what's on my mind as I look at this green art meditation and think about rebirth and doing the work. Our second exercise, we are going to test some of these acrylic markers on Tempera paint stick swatches. I've done similar videos in the past where I use different brands, and in this video, I wanted to do the same brand in different colors. Here's a little tip. If your paint sticks come off on your acrylic markers, just use this piece of scrap paper or whatever. I didn't care about this sketchbook page. You can just run that marker line a few times until the paint stick color comes off and you've got a clean color of your original marker again. These markers are really smooth and opaque. The brush tip means they're really flexible. And I think these are great for art meditation. You do not need to go buy new products, by the way. You can do art meditation with what you have. But if you're in the market for acrylic markers and you don't have any yet, this brand is a great one to start with. For our third exercise, we're going to outline scribble blobs. So to start, make some scribbles on a piece of paper. And then whatever colors, you can stick with one color. I'm using a rainbow assortment today. You'll gently outline the shapes that you see. Sometimes I'll do this with one scribble blob in the center of the page, but you can do different shapes and put as many of them down to then trace as you like. This is a really easy, accessible practice that helps quiet your mind, get out of overthinking, let go of the analytical mind to be present, drop into flow state. The lines will get smoother the farther away from your initial scribble that you go. It's cathartic, calming, grounding, and these always look unique. You could have a full sketchbook filled with these exercises, and it's satisfying to make them, and it's also satisfying to kind of flip back and look through all the different patterns that came out of it. I want to again thank Arrtx for sending me these markers. I think they're fantastic. And I want to thank you for joining me. This channel has been my happy place, especially since losing my job, but really for the last 2 years. I love it here. I'm grateful for you. I hope you enjoy creating and meditating something today. Thank you for joining me.